What's up, YouTube fam? Welcome back to the channel, and thank you so much for jumping into another video. If this is your first time here, welcome to the channel, and thank you so much for stopping by. I hope that after this video, you hit the subscribe button, hit that like button, and click the notification bell so you'll be notified every time I upload a new video. Well, my name is Josh, and I am just your average Joe day trader. What happened today in the market? Several things happened in the market today. And it's exactly what we've been saying potentially was going to come, and it hit today. But the market was fueled by a few other things that I'm going to share with you in this update. Number one, my friend, yep, you guessed it, big old Fed chair, Jerome Powell, got up into the podium today and talked about the market, talked about stocks, believing that they were highly valued or overvalued, or basically saying they're at the top of their wits' end. And what happened? The market turned around and started running south. But we woke up kind of this morning with a market that the S&P 500, and if we look at the chart together, you see that we were running pretty horizontal through most of the post after a wonderful day up on Monday. Then we ran horizontal post through the 24-hour market, through the pre-market, and it was like the market knew, okay, just hold. 667.34 was the new all-time high, and then it ran down. It spent pretty much the entire day running down all the way to 661.98. You're talking about literally a $6, more than $5 to $6 drop in the S&P 500, which was fueled by a lot of the Magnificent Seven stocks running down. But at the end of the day, we had a glimmer of hope because the S&P 500 turned around and started running up and started pushing back up some of those stocks that I love, APLD specifically, and put it back into the market where we closed at 663.21 in an aftermarket 663.54 and sitting right now in the overnight hours, which it is 11:25 p.m. at 663.58. So S&P 500 pulled back. Market pulled back. Is it done? Well, we don't really know. This is a typical September day for our stock market. We are looking at it, we see it, and it ran the way we were expecting a lot of September to be. The good news is it's only September 23rd. We're almost done with September. October's right around the corner. So we just need to get to that finish line for September so that things can get back to an October run and groove. Mid-October, I believe October 15th, is tech earnings month, where the big earnings come from the big tech companies. So we're waiting to see how that helps the market as we get into October. So put your seatbelts on, hold on tight. I think it's going to be a little bit of bumpy ride until we get out of the rest of September. What does it look like for us tomorrow? Well, let's first look and see what happened today. So, a couple things that did affect the market considerably. All right. Fed Chief Powell says stock prices appear fairly highly valued. He also talked about how he believed that the market was in trouble, basically. Talked about the inflation concerns. Talked about concerns with how the market is going to run into the jobless claims report. Talked about how we're looking at the GDP, gross domestic product report coming out this week. There's a lot of things happening this week that potentially are causing the market to run, and some of it was clearly from Mr. Jerome Powell. If you look at the Tenant Trade Group puts out every week, basically the calendar, so you can see tomorrow, pretty much tomorrow, Wednesday, there's really nothing notable going on. So we've got a chance for the market to run tomorrow, and I think it's going to cook. I think it's going to run up. Not really sure. We'll have to wait and see what the market does through the rest of the night into the early morning, and when the market bell rings at 9:30, we'll see. But then we get to Thursday, and Thursday's got some big stuff coming you need to be aware of. We've got at 8:30 both the GDP and the initial jobless claims. A lot of speculation that Thursday it's going to push and pump the market up. And then by the end of the day, the market potentially may dump. So just be careful, be aware of that. Get in and out of your trades with caution, but I'm going to be doing the same thing, and hopefully the market does pump, because I need to make up a little bit for the drop today. I'm down about close to $2,000 in my account, in just this account here, not my long-term account. I haven't looked at my long-term account. I'm sure there's some definite heat happening in that account, but in my day trade account, I'm down about close to $2,000 right now. And there's several stocks that are bringing that account down. So I'm hoping for the pump. I'm hoping we get back up just to somewhat bring it back to where I was Monday into the close of Monday night. But we'll see. I want to recover that almost $2,000 and pump some more. Then we have on Thursday after closing, Costco is going to announce their earnings. That's usually a pretty big event. So we'll see what happens with Costco. And then on Friday, a lot of sentiment also believes that the market is going to run down considerably, to have pullback, to have a little bit of a crash, right? As me being dramatic. But we've got the PCE index and the core PCE at 8:30. And then at 10 o'clock, we've got the consumer sentiment and consumer inflation expectations. So we'll see what happens Thursday into Friday. But just beware, wanted to make sure I'm sharing all of these with you. Where's my BBAI army at? Got to share with you. BBAI today rocketed. And I'm saying rocketed by making sure I pronounce the T. It rocketed today. BBAI closed out today at $7.99. Okay, listen to me, folks. BBAI, and here's the chart, ran pretty much horizontal, was already out of my box strategy, okay, the following day, and pumped, right? So if we took my box strategy here, and it's locked, let's unlock it. And if I had pulled my box strategy all the way across, didn't even touch my box strategy, wasn't even in my box strategy. BBAI ran this basically high, okay, support level, and it pumped at market open. Right in the pre to market open, it pumped. $8.48 today. Come on, BBAI Army, where are you? Hit me in the comments. Tell me you're super excited. What's going on? You got to be thrilled right now. I'm thrilled. BBAI keeps pumping. Did pull back a little bit with the S&P 500 stuff going on in the afternoon, but closed out strong. $7.99, sits in the aftermarket $7.96, and in the overnight right now, it's at $8.05. Now, what drove BBAI? So let's talk about this for a minute. I'm going to share some news with you and why BBAI stock went up today. It went up today because the company announced that it was going to deploy its AI technology to support the U.S. Navy during their maritime exercises. Okay, think about how big this is. Listen to me. BBAI was invited to participate in the U.S. Navy's maritime exercises. Okay, they were part of Unitas 2025, which is one of the world's longest running multinational maritime exercises. And the company deployed their advanced AI in orchestration with the different technologies that collaborate with digital solution leaders, specifically SMX. Okay, the goal was that the technology was intended to improve coordination, decision making, and threat detection in maritime operation zones where counter narcotics, human trafficking, and arms smuggling are major concerns. The technology is going to support the U.S. Naval Forces Southern Command U.S. 4th Fleet. Are you hearing me, everyone? You hearing what I'm sharing with you? You hear what's going on with BBAI? How many times did I say in videos, wait for it? Hegseth is waiting to give basically BBAI what it deserves, okay? The company has seen this stock rise on the growing interest in the AI and defense sectors. In its Q2 2025 earnings report, Big Bear Eye missed revenue forecast. I mean, like bombed. And it reported a net loss. They're not even profitable yet, okay? And that was largely due to the delays with some of the U.S. Army contracts, which led to revenue guidance cut for the full year. But their strategic shift was to accelerate growth. The company's now focused on leveraging its strong cash position by aggressively pursuing new contracts and international expansion. BBAI is on the way to the moon. Are you sitting on the side watching it? Not financial advice. I can't tell you to get in now because at over $8 a share, we might see a little pullback, a little breather. I'm not sure, but we may not. We may see this news, this catalyst, cause it to continue to run. There's a lot of interest in BBAI right now. So, congratulations for all of you that are BBAI stockholders. You waited, you held. Congratulations. This is an awesome win for all of us that are believers in Big Bear AI. And for everyone that doubted it, I'm sorry, you might have missed the boat. It's not too late. Do some homework, do some research, take a look at it. BBAI's got a lot more room to grow and to go. Another one that was amazing, an amazing run today is Cypher. Okay, Cypher hit today $16.91 in the post market. And that is because they had some news that basically they unveiled their AI hosting expansion and diversification plans, where they've recently advanced its operational Bitcoin mining capacity while announcing plans to expand into the AI hosting world, which is reflecting ongoing efforts to diversify its business model and enhance long-term resilience. You've got to know Cypher is an incredible company. I called this one out a few days ago. Let's go to the daily here. You can see it was at $9.81 just about 8 days ago. It was at $11 and a high of 72 cents 5 days ago. Yesterday, it hit a high of 12.83. I'm sorry, a high of 14.10. And today, in the post market, $16.91. Pretty incredible. Take a look at Cypher again. There might be some FOMO right now at this point because it is pretty high. I'm not sure how much more it's going to go, but do some support and resistance levels. Take a look at it. See what the trend does in the next day, in the market day. This is a winner, Cypher. Throwing it out there to you. Another winner, man, another winner for you, APLD. But it's a little bit of a winner in a different way. So APLD, kind of unusually, with the algorithms, with some liquidity, in the pre-market and the 24-hour market prior to today, it hit $27.42. I actually, for whatever reason, pulled up. I was doing some charting. I pulled up APLD. I saw this start to run. I tried to catch it. I couldn't catch it. I tried to buy 500 shares of it with the liquidity issue and all that. I know you're not supposed to chase these overnight trades, but I tried to chase it a little bit. I just kind of got excited about it. I love APLD. Tried to chase it, and I put my order in for 500, and it said partial order 2 shares. I got 2 shares of APLD in the overnight, and then it did its thing. It ran all the way back down through the 24-hour market into the pre-market, where it did run up in the morning. It had the bit of the drop. Right, I'm looking at the 30-minute. On the 15-minute, had that drop, and then it started to run back up, and then it pretty much spent the rest of the day on a down run until late in the afternoon. I want to say this is about 2:30, 3 o'clock, somewhere in that area. It turned and it started running back up. Closed at 24.67, 24.75 in the aftermarket, sitting right now in the 24-hour market at $24.46. Remember, this bad boy hit a high, forget the 27.42, a high on the prior day trade of $24.85. So really good day. It's sitting right now where it kind of closed the day before. What will APLD do tomorrow? I'm hoping for another run. Let's take a look very quickly at some of the average Joe day trader September list. Tesla, wow. If you thought that you had a chance to buy Tesla at a high, that you were missing out, 440.97, it dumped all day long today, including now in the post market into 24 hours, 421.57. It's now on a bit of a run up, 424.42. So it's got some opportunities to run. It hit this low of 421.57 in this 24-hour market. It's already made the turn and returned and recovered back up to 424.95. It's sitting at 424.40 right now. So it already regained $4 a share pretty much, which is incredible in a 24-hour market zone. But let's see what it does tomorrow, because it might be my opportunity to buy back into Tesla. And I know the options traders are going nuts right now with Tesla, trying to figure out, do I buy puts? Do I buy calls? I don't know which way it's going. Palantir, again, kind of came back down. Everything ran back down today, came down, ran back up. The good news is that it ran down and it sort of recovered better than where it opened up for the day, even though you got these huge wicks. And it's sitting right now at 180, 189. NVIDIA drove the S&P 500 down significantly, same as Tesla, 176.21, came back up, sitting at 177.60 right now. AMD also came up and then dropped down, not really running or hurting the S&P 500 too much. Robinhood had a nice run up and a drop. HIMS had a hard drop, ran up, and a hard drop back down. BMNR also pretty much on the down. Rocket Lab had a really awesome launch today, no pun intended, but take a look at that. SMCI sort of followed suit, dropped down hard. IREN came down, good opportunity to buy into IREN a little bit cheaper. Intel, INTC, had a good, beautiful run up today, and it held, and then it dropped down in the afternoon, sitting right now at 29.50 in the overnight market. And then SoFi also ran down pretty hard, had some pumps in the 24-hour opportunity, but it's still down. APLD we talked about, but you can see my box strategy for tomorrow set and ready to go. Got some levels here on APLD. I'll just share those with you. The new ceiling is $27.42. My new floor is $18.80. Remember, I do this on a 5-day range, 30 minutes. And my box strategy is showing that I've got basically a $23.56 support with a $25.92 resistance level. So hopefully we can break back through here and go up, because I'm hoping for a rocket launch back up. APLD, let's go to 27. Listen, there's some really unusual call activity right now, huge call activity for this week, calling to $34, calls to $34 for APLD, 170%, very strange. And you don't see a lot of open interest, but it's a strange number. And those contracts are going for about $390.39. So interesting. We'll see what happens with APLD on those. RKT, let's go back. Yep, 15 minutes were good. A little bit of pump up and a run down. SBET had a kind of a nice run up today and then came back down. Here's Cypher. We talked about that one. WULF, nothing but running down. ONDS had, listen, a hard drop open, but then it ran up most of the rest of the day. Not too bad for ONDS. Same with Resolve, RZLV. These are two that you could have made good money in today. And Open just kept, you're talking about an open door, more like an open toilet, because it just continues to get flushed. So it's all the way down to right now $7.08 in the aftermarket. Keep monitoring, keep trending it, because Open could potentially turn around. We will see. A lot of people are speculating there's going to be a turn and this one will run back up. Let's be in it and make the money when we can. Anyway, this is the market conditions of the day today. Be super careful tomorrow. Make sure that you understand your risk tolerance levels, that you're not using money you need to pay for your homeowner's insurance, your mortgage, your car payment, or to put food on the table to feed yourself or your family. Be super careful, everybody. Please, I beg that of you. And thank you so much for being here for this video. Again, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit that notification bell. We will see you tomorrow when we get the next update. Thank you so much for being here. Josh out. Peace.